I'm digging for fossils today. Fish fossils, not human ones. Do they even call humans fossils? Well, my dad used to say that he was an old fossil. I guess now I am too. What you see behind me is a whole bunch of dirt where that's where all the fish fossils are. And this is like a 50 million year old lake. Imagine that, 50 million years. I don't like to imagine that. Could you imagine being alive that long? The area I'm in right now is right in front of, let's see if you can see it. See? It says danger, restricted area, don't go there. Here's another restricted area. See, danger, restricted area, don't go here either. The other thing I notice is that you get a lot of rocks in your shoes. I'm wearing boots, and they're full of rocks. Now, just in case you got to go to the bathroom, they got porta potties. This one's a big one, vacant. Standard size, vacant. Standard size, vacant. Standard size, vacant. There's some water on the ground. At least I think it's water. The other thing you should notice is that please no parking within 10 feet of the porta potty. And pretty much anybody who understands either English or Spanish should know not to park there. Everybody else, it's kind of a crapshoot. Now inside the porta potty, you can see there's a bag marked trash. It's kind of out of focus. There you go, trash. See, that's where you put your trash. But they got another one called not trash. Don't put your trash in there. That's for like supplies. And then afterwards, you can wash your hands at the sanitation station, like this guy. How's the water?
It's cool, I'll admit. It feels great.
Do you feel clean?
I'm getting there.
Yeah. Did you get rocks in your shoes?
No rocks in my shoes.
Really?
No.
I don't get it. I got these full-on boots, and I got rocks. They're full of rocks. I mean, like my head. You can see there's a whole lot of people here. I mean, look at all these cars. Oh, there goes somebody with a cart. He probably caught a lot of fish fossils. So do you ever come out here in the middle of winter?
Oh no, never.
17.
It's probably under 3 feet at least. If it doesn't get.
How long did it take you to find that?
4.5 hours.
These are the kind of fish fossils you can catch here. They're categorized by common, uncommon, and rare. All the ones that we found so far have been common. The ones that I've found have mostly been fragments, which is kind of discouraging. Like one guy, he found a stingray. Look at that, stingray, that's under rare. Now some of the fish fossils that you catch could be worth more than $100,000, but you don't get to keep those. You can keep it up to $100,000. So, I mean, just think if you found one of those, you could take a year off work. Heck, you could probably just retire. I mean, if you did find one of those $100,000 fish fossils, you can't retire on $100,000. But if you start when you're young enough and you invest and get yourself any job, like minimum wage, and just don't touch the $100,000 and you'd be all right. Now over here is where they saw the big rocks into littler rocks. You have to be an employee, I imagine, to get to use the saw. Unless you bring your own, I guess. But I don't want to go near a saw. I'm out of practice. Well, no, I don't know how to work a saw. I'd be scared of it. The thing about a saw is that if you don't know what you're doing, it'd be like, whoa, I just saw my finger fly off. Here's how the professionals do it. Look at that. I was wrong. You don't have to work here to work the saw. You just have to know what you're doing. And they got safety guidelines. You know what? My safety guideline is this, is I'm going to let somebody else work the saw. I don't like sharp tools like saws. I mean, I get it. I'm glad they exist. I just don't want to use one. Honestly, I'm not a big tool guy in the first place. I mean, well, screwdrivers, yeah. I'm just not handy, okay? Like, I can do basic things, but if it's complicated, like sawing something, you do it. I like the idea of tools better than the actual tools themselves. Well, I mean, if somebody else is using them and they know what they're doing, that's okay. I don't want to be the guy using the tool. Because, I mean, with obviously not a saw, because I don't want to saw off my limbs, but even like my wife, she hurt herself with some kind of angle grinder thing. Now, if you came up to me and said, hey, Lewis, how do you like to use this angle grinder? I'd be like, no. I mean, if you want to be my guest, but that's a hard pass for me. To get at the fish fossils, we actually did need to use tools. We use a hammer and a chisel. And no, even I did it. Well, they're blunt. I'm okay with blunt instruments, although I hit myself with the hammer on my left hand repeatedly, and that wasn't too fun. I mean, this is what I mean. Tools, they're bad news. Torches are fun. Is a torch a tool? I mean, if it is, that would be my exception as a torch, because I use a torch to light my briquettes. And it makes it really easy. Now, I wouldn't want to get too close to it because obviously you could burn yourself, and that's, like, to me, burning yourself to death seems like a bad way to go. So, if you ever find me burned to death, you should know that somebody else did it. I got tired of trying to catch fish fossils, so I'm doing this instead. It doesn't involve me hitting my left hand with a hammer. I'm standing on a hill now, which they said I could go up the hill, just not all the way up to the road. And they said I could go to the tree line because they know that they should tell me where I can and can't go. Otherwise, I would go where I can't go. Except for the area that's marked off that says danger. Restricted area. I wouldn't go there. Well, maybe I would. Well, I didn't see the sign earlier, and so I went part way up, and then when I came back down, one of the guys, Keanu is his name, he came over and said, hey, do you want me to photograph the canyon down below? He didn't say, what were you doing on that? No, he didn't do that, but I know that's what people are subtle. You know, they don't want to scold you till they have to. But I got the message. I'm further up the hill now. I think it's okay for me to be here. I mean, I would much rather be up here than digging for fish fossils. It got kind of old. We got an all-day pass, and after the first hour, I was already tired. Splitting rocks with a chisel and a hammer is actually kind of fun, but I get tired. I think it's because of my allergies or asthma, whatever it is. They can't even figure it out. But I get tired, so I stop, and then I start again because I want to see, like, oh, can I split this particular rock? There's an art to it, right? You got to split it with the grain, not against the, if you try to do it against the grain, you're going to get frustrated. So if the rock doesn't split easily, you're probably doing something wrong. This might be the road they said not to go to, but I don't see anybody. I'm just gonna keep going. I think my least favorite part of digging for fish fossils is all the rocks in my shoes. Now I'm wearing boots and I still got rocks. I got a whole bunch of rocks in my shoes, and I don't want to take them out because I'll just get some more. So I'm trying to get used to them. I don't think you ever actually get used to rocks in your shoes. I made it to the top of the hill and nobody stopped me, which is pretty cool. I just found the only spot in the entire fish camp that has internet. Hang on while I check my messages. You can see this road goes way out into the distance. I think I'll stop here. I proved my point. One thing I noticed here in Wyoming, the sky is bluer and there's more puffy white clouds than we see out in Boise. I think it's because of the smog. Or I don't know. Why is that? Is it just some places have bluer sky, or have we polluted where we live? Now I'm kind of afraid to go back, because what if I wasn't supposed to be here and somebody yells at me? Well, here goes nothing. Cool, I made it back down to where I think I'm supposed to be. I don't think anybody cares. Anyway, there's just the people down digging. We got all-day tickets, so I could go back to busting rocks, but I don't want to. I think next time we come out, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop my wife off and she can dig, and I'll take the car and I'll go see if I could find some cows like we did when we took a wrong turn earlier. And I mean, they come right up to the car, and I think it'd be cool to interview some cows. This is what the rock digging looks like from up above. You can see everybody is hard at work, and then there's a guy in some kind of heavy machinery who's I guess he's gonna bust up one of the big piles or break down the wall or something. I don't know. Oh, look, there he goes. See him? I went right. Oh, and he's just, whoa. I wonder if he thought there was a tunnel there, but there isn't. Look at him go. Wow, he must be going like 10 miles an hour. Now, even though this is on private property, okay, but it's an actual public thing, you can come dig for fish fossils yourself, but if you live somewhere civilized, it's going to take you a while to get here because it's in the middle of Kemmerer. I don't know how you say it, but it's spelled Kemmerer, Wyoming. which it's about 6 hours from Boise. And if you live out in the middle of civilization, it's going to take you even longer to get here. I suppose you could fly into Salt Lake City and drive up. I don't know how far that is. Hour and a half, 2.5, 4 hours. It's not as far as Boise though. So just fly into Salt Lake City, or if you got a helicopter, you could probably just fly direct. See, he was taking rocks from this pile and with the big scooper. Now, if you caught a lot of fish fossils, you can load them up onto a cart like this guy, which is pretty cool because they get kind of heavy. I suppose you could take multiple trips, but why when you got one of these carts?